Hi everyone, I'm Helen and welcome to my channel. Today's class will be a short class to get into all areas of the body, get the energy moving, get the mobility in our joints and make us feel good. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do. Hit the bell icon so you know when I release a new video. I try to upload a new video every week. I've recently gone back to doing a live narration of the class. I was doing voiceovers for a while. Let me know which style you prefer. Anyway, today we will start in child's pose. So come to the mat, bring the knees as wide as the mat with the big toe mounds together. Sit the seat back to the heels. If this is tough for you, remember props are your friends. You can always put a blanket underneath the sits bones. Allow the body to come forward, belly between the thighs, and release the forehead to the floor. Arms can be extended in front for more of an active child, or if you prefer, you can bring them back. Hands by the feet, which is more of a restorative child. So pick the child that you want to do and just start to surrender here into the pose. Feeling the weight of the body on the shins, the tops of the feet, touching the floor. Bring the third eye to the earth. And imagine this third eye is like a drain. And through this drain, you can release anything you don't need. It's time to melt here, surrender, and focus on you. So bring your awareness to your breathing, deep inhales and deep exhales. Doing a quick body scan, notice where there's any tension, maybe in the hips, maybe the shoulders, the neck, the jaw. Make sure that tongue is released away from the roof of the mouth. Just melt here for a moment. Remembering that drain through the third eye. We all have this voice in our head, the inner critic. And all the inner critic is a voice that expresses our limiting beliefs. So when it tells you stuff about yourself, know that these things are just lies. And every time you catch yourself saying something negative or bad, make a conscious decision to change it to something positive. A couple more breaths here. Feels so good to release and feel the support from the earth. No matter what you go through in life, remember the earth is always there to support you. Take one last deep inhale. A deep release in exhale. Then slowly come up to hands and knees. Hands directly underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Spine is neutral. We'll start with a few rounds of cat-cow. So tops of the feet can be released to the floor, or you can have the toes tucked under, whatever feels good for you. On an inhale, the belly dips and the chest lifts. As you exhale, round the spine, reversing the movement. Allow the head to come down and the shoulders protract. Pelvis is tucked under. Inhale, reverse. Head lifts and belly dips. Exhale, round the spine. And keep doing these in time with your breathing. So when I come forward for cow, I imagine that it's my upper back moving. And when I come to cat, it's my lower back. So this is a real articulation of the spine, just warming up. Feels so good to stretch it out, especially if you've been sitting at a desk all day working. Just releasing this and enjoying the movement of the spine. So come back to a neutral position and we'll do some dynamic thread the needles. So on an inhale, right arm lifts to the sky, and as you exhale, tuck it under, but don't allow the shoulder to touch the floor. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, curl under. So we do 5 of these on each side. Inhaling the arm to the sky. Exhale as you twist. So shoulder is just hovering. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Come back out the way you went in. The hand comes down. Side B. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, rotate and twist, hovering that left shoulder. Inhale, lift. Exhale, rotate. 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, lift. Exhale, rotate under. Last one. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, curl it under. Then come out the way you went in and plant the hands to the earth. Inhale, right leg comes straight behind. Pelvis is facing towards the floor, core is engaged. Sweep this right leg over to the outside of the left side of the mat. Just look over this left shoulder. So you should feel a stretch all in this right side body. The right outer hip in the IT band. Breathing here. Mentally sending the breath to those parts of the body that you're stretching. Then inhale, return. Left leg lifts, goes straight back, sweeps over to the right side of the mat. Look over the right shoulder towards your left ankle. Breathing here, feeling it in the left side body. Opening up your breathing apparatus on the left side. Inhale back to center and release down. Getting into the hips a bit. This right knee will lift into fire hydrant, then bring the right toes down outside the right side of the mat. Sit back into the left heel. So you should really feel this in this right outer hip. So your seat might not come all the way back to your heel, and that's fine. Reach out of the waist. Breathe here. Inhale, come back up. Fire hydrant this left knee. Left toes outside the left side of the mat. Exhale, sit back to the right heel. Breathe in here. Feeling it in this left outer hip. Then inhale, come back up. Release that knee down. Hands come one handprint in front of the shoulders. They're around shoulder width apart, whatever feels good for you. Upper back is wide. Rotate those triceps towards the armpits. Tuck the toes. Gauge the core and lift the seat up to the sky for downward facing dog. So feet are around hip width. Remember to do what's good for your body, and you can keep the knees bent, lengthen the spine, biceps are around the ears, really ground down into the base of the knuckles of the hands, finger pads are gripping the floor, and maybe pedal out these legs. taking your dog for a walk. Sometimes I imagine I'm different breeds of dogs when I'm in downward dog. If I'm a very long dog, I like an Afghan hound. If I've got a bit of a short dog, and maybe I'm a little Welsh Terrier. And then settle the heels towards the earth. They never have to touch. Widen that upper back. Sit bones to the sky and breathe here. So really feeling the stretch down the whole of the back body, getting into the calves, the backs of the knees, hamstrings. Feels so good. And then on an inhale, engage the core and we'll rock forward to plank. Hold here for 5 breaths. You can do anything for 5 breaths. Engage the whole of the front body. Shoulders can be slightly in front of the wrists. Slightly protracted. Body is in a straight line. Use your root lock, your Mula Bandha. That always helps in this pose. Long, deep, even breathing. I've lost count of how many breaths, but it doesn't matter because plank is so good for us. We should stay here for as long as we can. And then exhale, roll back to downward facing dog. Take a free breath. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, right foot steps up. Get it there any way you can. We'll come into a low lunge. Hands are either side of the front foot. Pull this right hip back, left hip forward. Really articulate this pose here. Grounding down into all 4 corners of the feet. Lengthen out of the waist. Breathe here. Shoulders are relaxed. So this is great for getting into the front of the left hip. If you're a runner, this is a really good stretch to do. And then drop the back knee. Plant the left hand underneath the left shoulder. Lift up this left foot and inhale the right arm back up and around. Maybe grabbing hold of this foot. Maybe not. You can always visualize that you have hold of it. So do what's good for you. Just breathe here. Just opening the right side of the chest and the shoulder. And then release down, tuck the back toes, step back to plank, back to downward facing dog. Second side, left leg to the sky. Exhale, left foot steps up. Get this stable base. Left knee above left ankle, hands either side of the front foot. This right hip pulling back, opening up the right hip flexor here. Breathing, lengthening out of the waist, shoulders are relaxed. Enjoying this stretch. Then release the back knee, plant the right hand, lift the right foot up. Inhale, left arm reaches back and around, maybe grabbing the foot. If you bring the hips back, it's actually easier to grab and then you can descend. Opening the left shoulder. Breathing deep. Really feel this in my right hip flexor today. Did a lot of sitting around yesterday. And then exhale, release. Tuck the back toes, step back to plank. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, right foot steps up. Plant the back foot so it's 45 degrees. Heel to arch alignment. We'll come up to warrior 2. So bending the front knee above the ankle. Try and keep the hips on a level plane. Arms come to a T, relaxing the shoulders. Gazing point, middle finger, front hand, 5 breaths. So this isometric hold really strengthens the legs. It's opening the hips as well. Keep that inner arch of the back foot active. Hold the inner back leg active. Even breathing. Steady gaze, steady mind. Then inhale, flip the front palm. We'll come into reverse warrior. So this is a side stretch rather than a back bend. Bending into that front knee, we've got a tendency for it to straighten. If we can't see it, you can look up at the hand or down at the back foot. And inhale, come back up. We'll move into side angle pose. So a few options here. Right elbow to right knee. Sweep the top arm down, up and around, which is a natural movement for the arm. Reach out of the waist. There's a long line of energy from the back foot to the tip of the fingers. And you're opening the chest to the side, keeping this right hip tucked under. If it's within your practice, maybe you can have a block. Maybe your hand comes to the floor. There's lots of variations of this pose. Sometimes I do it with my front hand inside my front leg. That gets a little bit deeper into the hips. But do what feels good for you. Then inhale, we'll come back up to warrior two. Cartwheel the hands down. Back to plank. Take a vinyasa if you like. Or just go back to dog. And we'll meet there. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot steps up. Warrior two, second side. Heel to arch alignment. Arms to a T. Gazing point is front finger. Middle finger in the front hand. Breathe here. You lift your toes, it helps you activate your core. Long deep breaths. Then flip the front palm. Come into warrior reversed. Inhale, come back up. Side angle on the second side. So elbow to thigh, or to the floor, or to a block. Sweep the top arm down, up and around. Open the chest to the sky. Really feeling this stretch. Inner arch is active of the right foot. Left hip tucked under, knee above ankle. Breathe. Inhale. Warrior two. Plant the hands, step back. Plank. Maybe vinyasa, maybe dog. And we're all meeting downward facing dog. Take a free breath. We'll do that again a little bit quicker. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Right foot steps up. Warrior two. One breath. Inhale, reverse warrior. Warrior two. Side angle. Warrior two. Plant the hands. Vinyasa or dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Step up, warrior two. Reverse warrior. Side angle. Warrior two. Hands plant. Vinyasa. Adding on, right leg lifts, right foot steps up, warrior two. Reverse. Side angle. We're moving into half moon. So if you need a block, get it ready. Inhale, warrior two. Hand comes 6 to 12 inches in front of the right foot. You use a block. Have your arm out slightly, and that you've got more chance of balancing. Opening this pelvis to the side. Back leg straight and strong with the foot flexed. Shoulders are stacked. Breathe here. You can look up. Challenge your balance. Really engaging this right leg, the right glute. Activating your root lock, your Mula Bandha. Maybe Uddiyana Bandha as well. Navel lock. And then with grace, transition in slow motion back to warrior two. Vinyasa. Second side. Inhale, left leg lifts. Left foot steps up, warrior two. Reverse. Side angle. Warrior two. Half moon, second side. Have to be careful I'm not going to set my hair on fire here, which I've done before. Let's move back. Stacking the shoulders as best you can, blossoming out this belly to the side. Engaging that root lock. Engaging the back leg. Breathing, fixed gazing point. And then with grace and slow motion, descend back to warrior two. Take a vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Knees to the mat. Sit back. Child's pose. So a little quick flow there to just juice up the body. You can always take out the vinyasas. You never have to do them. If you don't do them a lot in your practice, just try and slot one in every now and then. Just push yourself to the edge of a challenge. And that way it really helps you build strength and endurance, and your practice will develop. Come back up to seated. And we'll move into another hip opener. This one is swastikasana. So rock onto this right cheek. So you're on the right knee is bent to a right angle, the right foot is flexed, so you've got a right angle with the ankle. So you've got these right angles. The left leg, I'll come this way to show you. The left leg is coming straight out from the hip, left knee is bent, left foot is flexed. So your legs are in the shape of this, which is a Hindu symbol of auspiciousness. Lengthen out of the waist, and then maybe twisting, you come over to the right side. So you might stay up here, maybe your elbows come down. Breathe here. Long deep breaths, keeping those right angles. Relaxing the shoulders, equal weight in both elbows if you're on the floor. You can always have your elbows on a block or on a blanket. It's always good to bring the floor closer to you with props if it's a little bit out of reach. And inhale, we come back up. And we'll do the other side. So I'm just quickly gonna rotate like this. I'm rocking onto my left cheek. I'm not mirroring you here, sorry. Left knee bent, left foot flexed. Right hip is coming out directly from the right. The right thigh is coming out directly from the right hip. Right knee bent, right ankle flexed. All these angles here, lengthening out of the waist and twisting over to the left. So you can stay up here. You can bring your elbows to blocks. Or if it's within your reach, elbows to the floor. So squaring the shoulders, equal weight in both elbows or both hands if you're upright, twisting from the waist. Deep breaths here. Inhale, come back up. We'll move into a back bend. So today's back one will be hero pose, Virasana. Several versions of it. Knees come together so they're directly coming out of the hips. Take the flesh of the calves and push them back and see if you can sit in between your heels. This is really just not happening. You can always sit on blocks or on a blanket. The key here is that this leg, this is not a bend, the knees aren't talking. What this is a whole internal rotation of this thigh bone. So when your ankles come out to the side, your knee is actually in this, your leg is in this position, you're just rotating. It's not talking the knees out, if that makes sense. You've got the heels back in the seat between them. Try and click all toes into the floor. Lift it out of the waist, whatever version you're in. We'll move into this back bend. So your back bend might be here. So lengthen out of the waist. Bend is coming from the lower back. Maybe it's within your practice to come to the hips or elbows. I'm getting everything mixed up today. Maybe you descend all the way down. So this is quite a deep opening in the hip flexors, and obviously the lower back is in extension. If you're all the way down and it feels comfortable for you to do so, reach the arms overhead, maybe clasp the elbows, clasp the opposite way to what you normally do, the funky way. Just surrender here and breathe. So this is a really good pose to open the whole of the front body, gets deep into the quads and the hip flexors, stretches the abdomen, the torso. It's quite a therapeutic pose to do if you've eaten too much as well. When you're ready, you can come out. Ground into the elbows. If you're down all the way, and come back up. And this is a great pose for the health of the knees as well. So where you've compressed the joint there, restricting the flow of blood, when you release, so bring the right foot back and just rock gently backwards and forwards on the toe joints. you get this quick rush of blood, nutrients and fluid to that area, replenishing it, rejuvenating it. And then the other one. The good thing about all these yoga poses, when we stress the joints like that, it keeps them young and healthy. It encourages production of collagen and elastin through the fibroblasts. It stimulates them. Yoga really does keep us young. And then from here, time for Shavasana. So we'll roll over onto the back. Get there any way you want to. Release down. If your body's craving a particular movement, just do that now. Anything that feels good for you. And then when you're ready, release out. Just surrender everything down to the earth. As relaxed as you can be. Don't tense any single part of your body. Allow the fingers to curl gently up towards the heart. Feet are flopped open. Breathing is easy. Eyes are closed. We'll be here for about a minute. And I know it's tempting to skip Shavasana. I've done it myself many times, but this really is one of the most important poses. This is the time when your body absorbs all the benefits of the practice. You've done a lot of moving and manipulation, mobilizing the joints, engaging the muscles, stimulating your breathing, stimulating the nervous system. This is the time to just allow your body to soak all that up like a sponge and enjoy this feeling of openness and calm. Start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Bring your awareness back into the room. Maybe stretch overhead. Always feels so good, a full body stretch. Bring the knees in one by one to the chest. Give yourself that little hug. Thank yourself for taking this time on the mat. And with the eyes closed, just roll over into the fetal position. In your own time, when it's good for you, push yourself up to an easy seat, whatever that may mean to you. Bring the hands face up on the knees, opening yourself to inspiration and invigoration. Keep the shoulders over the hips, released and relaxed. Take a deep inhale, cleansing exhale through the mouth. Palms come to the chest. Then lift the thumbs up to the third eye for your intuition. Fingers to the lips for your self-expression. And then the prayer back to the heart to send love and good feelings to all beings everywhere. Thank you for practicing this class with me. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Thank you for practicing with me today. Let me know in the comments if you prefer voiceover or narration. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do, and share my videos or channel with anyone that you think would benefit. Hope you have a good day. Thank you.